Hey, what's going on, guys? Adrian here from AA Retro, and welcome to the beginning of the Solo A adventures. So, I have a lot I gotta say about the channel. I mean, like, the last video that was uploaded was 9 months ago, and yeah, overall, it's just, it didn't even, not that it took like a huge toll on me and Anthony, it was just that, like, life came to the way, becoming more of adults and stuff, and stuff couldn't go as easy as it could used to back in the time. So now with things that have changed, I've moved. So I used to live like 5-7 minutes from Anthony. Now I live an hour away, and it's kind of a bit of a drive. And I also got into a car accident, so I can't be like, going I can't go down to go see Anthony all the time once in a while. I use my girlfriend's car, and I mainly just just go to work, come home. That's it. So with that stuff happening in the way, Anthony's also had his fair share of life. He's not going to be he's not as busy free time as he used to, and a lot of things is going to be changing in the future as well. And what else to go for? Damn it! I should have wrote this down. The way we're gonna change up our recording style a little bit. So how it is, or how it used to be for now, is that we used to go to each other's houses in the beginning, and record whoever's house. So if I had a let's play I wanted to do, Anthony would come over, and if Anthony had a let's play he wanted to do, I'd head over to his place, vice versa, as I said. With the change up now, with me moving far away and not being able to head over to Anthony's house as often, we're gonna try to switch up the style here to doing more of like online co-op games. Of course there's a shit ton of online co-op and whatnot, but we're gonna try to do a few co-op games here and there. What I want to try to figure out is how someone can watch your screen without having I guess Skype screen share, without having to actually be like live stream. I guess if that's the strat, if that's what we have to do, or I guess if Discord allows it to be able to share screen so others can see without me having to fucking put up a whole ass live stream, and with probably like a 2 to 5 if you're lucky, maybe even 10-second delay. So there's that. And the first game I'll be starting with the Solo Adventure series is Final Fantasy 13. This game, I didn't like in the beginning, but I replayed a little bit of it, and looking back on it, it was not that bad. I had to look at it back from both story and gameplay. My thoughts on the story are still roughly the same, but it's just like the gameplay I actually enjoy now, after realizing that it's more of a speedrunning game. It kind of fundamentals the mechanics easier to understand, because it's just like, what's with all these goddamn roles, when it's just like everyone looks, the way all the characters designed, they look like they're a certain type of role already, but the fact that everyone has all these job classes, and it's just like, what's the point of this? And then realizing it's more of a speedrun game, and it's just like, alright, well, it's semi-easier once you understand the mechanics of the game. But I still, like, terms of story, I really dislike how everyone is. Like, everyone's, like, not everyone's sad and angry. Well, actually, yes, everyone's actually sad and angry, with Lightning just being so turned on revenge, and, she's just being an asshole to everybody just because, and, it just took a huge toll. And then the story kind of just, like, took a Kingdom Hearts route and kind of dragged on.
Be quiet.
Like 13.2 came out, that was kind of, that didn't have to happen. Then Lightning Returns was some Majora's Mask clone, and that was just, well, what's the purpose? And it's weird because the Final Fantasy 13 series was actually popular in Japan, which is, I mean, not scary, but that's fun. I got Lightning here kicking butt. She's in Call of Duty, it failed. So, fuck, I really should have wrote this down, but I didn't. She's just gabbing people just because. This game still looks good to this day. I'll tell you that for sure. Forgot my timer. Yes, this game aged pretty well. Still looks good. At first sight, you actually think you'd play this on. Some people probably think this would be a PS4. I'm surprised, actually, they haven't put this back on PS4. Unless they have. No, that was only Final Fantasy X. So, I'm surprised they wouldn't just re-put this on PS4. I mean, it's still it still looks good. And that's a quick cash grab they can take, you know. But who am I? I'm just a simple consumer. This game does look really pretty still. Oh my gosh. Zoom in on the ice. So the way I'll be doing this, I don't have any walkthroughs open, and I could, but what's the fun in that?
Give me that.
There could be, I guess it could be fun if I knew where I was going, but it's okay, because the thing that's so great about 13 is that it's extremely linear, but it can be extremely hard. And that's probably like what my biggest dislike was, like in the beginning of playing this game, was that it was so linear that like I just got bored. It's just like I can't off track anywhere. It's like I'm just going into a straight line. Like for some people, you can call it final hallway, because that's literally what you're doing from like half the game. You're going through one hallway, fighting enemies, just grinding, and it's just like it can be a little bit tedious sometimes. Why are they shooting? Yeah, it can get tedious, and not till the end of the game. That's when, then you can actually, free roam everywhere, the world map, fast travel, and that's only because the final boss itself is even harder. So that's just a good old grind fiesta if you were just running away or something. But now we get started with a game, or cutscene anyway. I'm playing on the PC version of the game, which at first it wasn't optimal at all. Like this game was laggy. Like this was like running at Windows XP speed, and Windows XP was probably better. So they fixed it. I want to say not too long after, or after its release anyway. They fixed it, so now it runs at a steady perfect 60, and it's enjoyable. And now we get started with the battle. Do I want to do a tutorial though? Nah, I'm not that much noob. Nah, I'll explain it as I go. So the way the game wants to work is that you can either auto battle or pick your abilities. I'm assuming for the auto battle is more of like the super speed run, because like you can just press auto battle and you can just keep matching X or A, whatever controller you're playing on, and just having it on auto battle, just keep matching it, and then boom, battle's over. However, if you put on your abilities, I mean, auto battle's handy and guess you just want to like just get by. If you actually have it on abilities, like you can actually choose what techniques you want to use and stuff, so it can be more efficient than auto battle, if I be honest. Hey, well, you challenged him, man. You challenged him to a challenge, and here you go. Time to go. Doesn't have to destroy the train though. That's not nice. Shit. I put the garage. Like most of these characters are, they're memorable. Would I say lovable? I wouldn't. I mean, lightning, fang, snow. That's about it. I'm surprised they gave hope. They brought back hope. For some reason, like they made hope important to the story, which was like kind of like a no for me. Like I didn't understand what was the point of Hope. Like throughout Hope's story in Final Fantasy 13, it was just like I didn't understand. Like I had like you'll see later what happens in terms of story, but this game's been out for a long time, so if you get really mad about spoilers, then you've been living under a rock longer than I have then. So then his story, like, he lost his mom, war sucks, it happens. And like war sucks, it happens. I'll probably do auto battle for the sake of this controller I'm using. Since if you obviously you're hearing it, like me mashing the buttons that the controller's that fucking shallow with the plastic. So I'll probably just stick to doing auto battle for now, so I don't have to mash as hard. So, and then until then I get a new controller and everything's silent. Oh, wow, that's sure. So there, battle's done. And you see, this is more of like the speedrunning type of game. As you see, there's a target time. It was supposed to be 2 minutes 6 seconds. We got it in 1 minute and 14, and that's how we got 5 stars. So after realizing, like, oh, like, why am I getting rated after every battle? How come I have to be timed every battle? That's when I realized, you know, that's what speedrunning is. And it's like, oh, well, I don't know if actually getting 5 stars on all battles does something, but, like, actually finishing in a complete time is like, okay, I'll feel somewhat accomplished on that. Man, so tired after the battle, didn't do anything. Shit, what was I saying? Oh yeah, most of these characters are being memorable. Like, you know, Lightning Fang, Snow, and then, you know, there's Hope, which I know, yeah, okay. I didn't expect them to make him that important, because, you know, all he was just say, oh, he lost his mom, and, you know, he wants revenge, and then he learns that revenge is wrong, because after Lightning learns that revenge is wrong, it's just like, what? Like, it just took a huge toll, like, which I'm glad everyone changed, but everyone changed, like, so, not late, but, like, I was already annoyed with how how everyone was behaving when I just, like, yo, it was like, I don't even want you to change, like, I just want you to go. And, like, that's pretty much all of it. And then Vanille was just, like, they brought, I don't even remember 13-2. I don't remember 13-2 at all, but then they brought her back in Lightning Returns, and she wasn't as important, neither was Fang. Oh, that's right, because in 13-2, that was the whole point of, like, to get them out of the fucking, the crystal. Camera control. I don't want to. So as you saw, the number, the keypad's playing on the PC version. Data log ended in my journal. I don't care.
You sure we can get through here?
Oh, God, what are these camera controls? Let me fix that. Inverted. Why the fuck? Who in the right fuck does... Alright. What the... Oh, you know, okay, that's better. Alright, moving forward. So, this is how Final Fantasy 15 works. One hallway, a bunch of enemies, you just go straight. That is right and straight to the point. Which, at first, I was just like, man, I don't fucking like this at all. Then, coming back to it later, I'm just like, okay, it's still boring, but learning how to actually fight, this isn't too bad. And grinding's not too bad either. So with enemies, the way it works is that, you know, they can, if they don't see you, you can sneak up on them. But if you see the exclamation point, that means they spotted you, and, you know, it's game time. But if you can get a preemptive strike, the character who you're in charge of will, like, hit everyone 3 times, and it'll cause up their stagger meter, as you see at the top right, but the battle's over. And these guys are pretty weak, so I won't be able to show it off till later. When you hit an enemy enough, you'll stagger him, or whatever the enemy is. And when the enemy's staggered, not only that when you hit them, they'll get stunned from every hit you do, they'll take additional damage the higher the stagger meter goes. So right now you're not gonna see it because all the enemies are pretty weak, but once we get to like the first, I mean not I guess the first boss fight, you'll see more what I mean. And depending on what class, well, you'll learn about that too later. Depending what class a certain character is, it'll impact the stagger meter differently. What I did dislike still though, even from gameplay, was that you still take control of one character. You can have 3 party members, but you only take control of one. So as you see here, I'm taking control of Lightning, and Saz over there is just doing whatever he wants. So I'm just like, okay, you do that. But then, you know, and it sucks too, because if the character you're in charge in dies, then it's game over. If the 2 other support characters die, it's fine. As long as you can res them in time, it's okay. But for your lead character, if they die, that's game over. That's a wrap. Put some lettuce and tomato on that. It's done. Can I change the controls? Gamepad controls? Yeah, I can't. Yep. Sorry, everybody. You're stuck with that loud as a tap sound. I didn't mean to on that. And so yeah, I mean, for like, you know, how extremely linear this is, I'm okay that they at least give you something great to look at while you're running down these long ass hallways. Like, It's good. I'm glad I feel like they thought about it. They definitely thought about it. It's just like, all right, we're gonna have the player run down this long ass hallway, but we're all running down this long ass hallway. We got some good ass stuff to look at, and we do. So it's not bad.
Not wanting to get purged, I get. But taking on trained soldiers.
Man, you got guns. This man has guns. He's complaining about taking on trained soldiers. Obviously, he was set up for something.
Yeah, well, hell's not sounding too bad. Because this place ain't exactly paradise.
Domesticated peacekeepers. Nothing to worry about.
Maybe not for a soldier girl, but I'm trying to say,
Hey, that's a hammer dog. That's a hammer dog. So, I see if I can pull off the example of preemptive strike. And, oh! I almost had it. I actually almost had it. But, alright, but you know how it's not a Final Fantasy game if you're not fighting just people. Because you gotta fight strange-ass, Greek monsters here. In terms of design, Final Fantasy 13 with all its creatures and nicks, it's all not odd. It's really it's unique. Seeing like you don't really see as much of the original enemies. Like everything here is like a completely new breed of stuff, which is cool. Like if I say my favorite design enemies are probably the behemoths, and especially when it gets super scary when they stand up on two legs. You'll see that later, but it's extremely scary when they power up and stand up on two legs. Like this game will get challenging later down the road. Like of course, as I'm talking and playing at the same time, I'm making it look easy. But right now, since it's so easy, that's why I'm able to talk so much. But the only hard part for later, I know once the game gets difficult, I won't be as quiet. I'll still try to talk at the same time, but like these battles will require somewhat focus. Because remember, like I said, this is more of a speedrun game. Like with I mean, there's an ATB gauge. There's an ATB gauge, obviously. You have to think at the same time because you know the enemy has an ATB gauge as well. So while you're loading, they're loading. But the thing is, like, you're fast, but the enemy's also faster, and the enemies can dish out more attacks. You know, they won't have the same thing. Like, oh, they got 2 attacks locked. Nope. Like they will have a full fucking combo ready for you, no matter what the charge of is. So, you know, you gotta think. Like this, like I said again, this is a speedrun game. Like you have to think as you go. Like you feel like you're speedrunning Final Fantasy VII, like you gotta actually think where you're going with this. This game is fast. And the way I'll be trying to do it for the Solo A series anyway, I try to keep record times 20 minutes. 25 at the max, depending on where I am and how far each save point is from each other. So of course, for playing Final Fantasy 13 first, everything's going to vary from a lot. So it'll be okay. So yeah. So it'll be like 20-25 minutes at the most. That's what I'll be shooting for. And, you know, I want to try to at least put out an episode a day. Because that's what my goal is for now. Like, after stepping off from the channel for a little bit, I realized, like, the mistakes I made. Like, you know, during, like, our time, like, making Let's Plays and stuff. And it's just, like, my biggest mistake was, like, trying to, like, stay consistent, right? Like, I was so focused on, like, trying to, like, it's stupid, because I was so focused on trying to be focused, I didn't stay focused. Like, you're gonna look at the screen and be like, the fuck's this dude saying? And I don't blame you for saying that. Like, it was trying to get shit done, but at the same time, the games we were playing was what, like, fucked me up. Not even fucked me up, it was just like, why do I gotta learn how to use items when they're not gonna fight me? I don't know. So then, I guess I'll explain that real quick. The way items work, you know, you have your potions. You saw me use one earlier in that mini boss fight. Instead of like being like single targeted stuff, because how you control your one party member, right? So you can't really heal anyone else unless you have the healer class. So with potions, it heals everybody. So because you're only taking control of one person, so you can only do so much. So that's it. So with that and explaining, Almost reaching. I started late, so I'll follow my phone's runtime. So this will probably be a 25-minute episode, or well, in case my phone goes, probably be a 26 or 27 episode. We'll find out. We'll see what YouTube says. So then,
There's no time.
yeah. So like as you saw, if you look back on the videos we play, or like on the games we play, well, the current games we were playing were XCOM and God of War, like the newest one, the semi-rebooted trilogy. So then we're playing. That still hurts. That still looks like it hurts. So then, as we're playing those two games, right? Like I noticed that like these games were just boring me, especially not even XCOM. If when you watch those videos, you actually hear me laugh. I have somewhat of a good time playing, like watching Alonzo play XCOM. It's just, I guess, since it's like the battles can kind of drag out for so long, you know, and eventually, well, I'm not the professional XCOM player, so it's like, you know, for me it can get kind of boring. So then,
You leave this to me.
God of War, like. I was okay in the beginning. Like if I watched Anthony play it, then I feel like this wouldn't have happened. But me playing it, and I was just like, yo, I'm just bored. I'm bored. I don't want to keep doing this anymore. Because like the game just got boring. And for a fact that like it changed up, it's like its style so drastically. It went from like it's still like it went from like your super hack and slash to like, you know, hack and slash with RPG elements, and I'm just like. Then it's following, like, you know, you actually have to pay attention to the story, listen to the cutscenes, there's a lot of dialogue, and, like, at the same time, me and Anthony were trying to, you know, pay respect to the game, but, like, you know, have everyone listen to the cutscene, and I'm just like, if this was a game we already played, like, we can just, like, breeze talk right over it. Oh, Assassin's dying, I'm not paying attention. See, and that's the exact thing I'm talking about. Like, you know, I just couldn't with God of War. Like everything was just, it was boring me too much, and so I couldn't take it. So then, after that's when, like, you know, we took a break from recording, and then we came back for a little bit. We have some footage ready to put up, but besides that, like everything just got too boring, and then I just stopped. Like I just stopped, and I was just like, I don't. Like I gotta find. But the fire was gone. Like the fire died out, and I just couldn't. Didn't want to like say anything like crap at Anthony or anything. Like start a fight or whatnot. So then, you know, and then I went back to my other channel. Can you go the right direction, please? Okay. And then I have another channel, my anime channel, and I talk about, like, you know, anime and manga and stuff. I did a few episodes review here and there, and I went back in that, and that last video I uploaded for that was 3 years ago from today, September 10th. And real quick, we're actually about to encounter our first boss fight. You saw that I staggered an enemy before, but now you'll actually see what I mean. So, well, you already ugly, boy. Yeah, you already ugly. We better fuck him up. Anyway, damn, that's so cool. Like trying to after not uploading 3 years ago, and then realizing that, like, you know, I still have the passion for it. It was just trying to find the fire, and then, like, you know, finally, like, you know, rekindling the fire, I guess. Like, you know, being at home, like, you know, those people that say they want to do something, like they say they want to do something, but they don't do it. I was one of those people for, like, the time being. Like, I say that I want to be a YouTuber, I say I want to be a Twitch streamer, but I don't, like, you know, do anything. Like, every time I go home, was just, like, you know, the same thing. I just, like, you know, go home, I sleep, I play games, I don't record anything, and I just go straight to sleep, you know, right after a few hours. So it's just like, I gotta stop that. I gotta put it back in motion. I gotta say what I want to do and actually do it. You know, I mean, everyone's become a Twitch affiliate, but then after I became a Twitch affiliate, like, I kind of felt like the step, like, I took an actual step of actually getting somewhere with, like, in terms of, like, not necessarily like a career, but, like, you know, like, my main goal is, like, I want to try to make YouTube and Twitch, like, you know, like an actual full-time job. because like I want to go back to college, and I don't want to go to college while I have like going to like an actual work job, like with the already working this job. It's an early morning job, and I leave around like 3 o'clock or 3:30 or 4, and with that I don't want to go home, take like a 20-minute shower, and be like, okay, I got class now. Like I don't want that. So it's just like not realizing that, I want this to make this my job. I actually have to put my maximum effort and actually, get off my butt and do it.
I'm after the Foul Sea.
So then with that, Anthony, if when you watch this and catch this, I apologize for basically laziness. Like I just got super lazy, and I was just like, man, I can't be this lazy right now. Like I have to I have to ghost and then come back to him when I'm not so lazy. And then now, I'm trying to unlazy it right now. We're playing Final Fantasy 13. Whew, that was a lot of stuff. I probably have much more to say about the game as I go through the story stuff. But the beginning, I just wanted to use the beginning as a an intro to say, well, welcome back, friendos, to our YouTube channel, Double A Retro, and start it back up again. Man, the gat in the shit out of people. How are they missing? This is a real question. What you mean? They ain't nothing like that.
By choosing to leave Cocoon and participating in this migration.
Migration? More like extermination.
Huge. You stay here.
Such unique characters that are not really even important either.
These people need heroes. Here. You keep your cool, and they will too. You got it?
Yeah, man. Keep it okay, and then no one gets hurt. Yeah, I don't know what to do.
What's our motto?
The army's no match for Nora.
That a boy.
And it's so annoying. Like you'll see it later, like with Hope and Snow's story. Oh my god, it's going through this again now. I know it's gonna piss me off again. Like that shit's about to be actually annoying. But that'll probably be for another later date. So open the chest. Can you open the chest? Open the chest. There you go. Just for 50 gifts. Man, you suck. Anyway, running by here. That's about all the time I have for today. Hit the save point. Go ahead and hit the save. As you saw, it's the same way, just everything's different. So that was pretty much. With all that said, I conclude for today's episode. So be sure to check out the channel and leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Hit that bell to let us know, or to let you know when we upload videos. And yeah, that's about it for now. I'll probably have much more to say, or have a much more updated outro later. So for now, I will see you guys later. Peace out.